evening, teacher. I am Yerson Sánchez Chávez, and I'm going to present my last presentation of the book English Vocabulary News. So let's start. So we have first unit 48, is telephoning one. For example, I found two interesting words. Payphone is a phone that, let's say you use a coin in order to make the phone call. Now it's very popular because sometimes many people don't have a cell phone and they prefer to use the payphone in order to, let's say, not show yourself because sometimes the streets are dangerous. And the other word we have is the video phone. As we see in the picture, a video phone is a phone in which you can see the other person you're talking with. So it's more modern and it's, let's say, well, it's more expensive. That's why many people don't have it. Okay, the next unit is getting through. In this case, we have the engage, the busy tone. In this case, when you call a person and when if the other person is talking to another one, you are going to hear this tone like do because it's busy. That's why it's engaged tone. And the other word here is switchboard. As we see in the picture, we can find this. For example, in this case, it's let's say an ancient one. Switchboard is the board in which you can connect many phones. For example, in enterprises, when you call the main officer, sometimes they say, okay, he's busy. I'm going to pass you to his secretary. Okay. Through this system, you can find you can connect many phones in order to have a faster conversation. Well, let's say the expression tied up in this case is to be very busy. For example, many managers are tied up all the time. That's why they don't have enough time to attend persons, let's say talk or maybe go to a reunion. And in this part, I want to show you this. For example, the spelling is, for example, when you say, in my case, my name is Yerson, but many people write Yerson with Y, Yerson with Y as my name, Yerson with G, Yerson with J. For example, my name is Yerson with Y. I can spell it. Y as in yellow, E as in echo, R as in Romeo, S as in September, O as in Oscar, N as in November. So, in many countries, they use let's say, this kind of common word for spelling the alphabet, or they can change the word. For example, in these cases, I is for apple, sometimes airplane. They use many different words in order to show the letters and not get confused when spelling their names, because sometimes the names are very difficult to write. Well, in the next part, when you say I can make blah, for example, and a day, in this case, it means that that day is not possible for you for that to have a reunion. In this case, for example, I can say I can make it Sunday because I spend time with my family. Another expression important is to put off is to delay something. For example, I'm going to do my homework tomorrow, but if I put it off, I'm going to do it, let's say, by Friday, my next week. So that's why I put it off. Sometimes people put off their responsibilities because there's a custom here. This kind of procrastination. Okay, unit 52 is about faxes. Faxes are not used anymore. And in this case, I want to show the first part of the fax. The fax cover sheet is the first paper in which you are going to indicate the telephone, the fax number, the date, the person who is going to receive your fax. And very important is the number of pages you have here in the fax. That's why pages, in this case, just one page. Many faxes can say 5 pages, 6 pages. It depends on how long is your message. And emails is a more modern form in order to send a message. You have the text here, the person who is going to receive. And now we have the new symbol that is at. And in this case, you can reply, forward, send the same message to other people. And also you have attach. When you attach a file, it can be PowerPoint presentations, a text in Word, let's say music, videos, in order to send it together with the text. Besides the text, you can send a file. So that's why emails are more modern and are useful many times. When we talk about types of meeting, we have AGM and EGM. AGM is an annual general meeting in which many people of the company get together in order to, let's say, talk about different business, talk about the year, talk about how they develop in the period. And in extraordinary general meetings are when suddenly a situation happens and they have to get together in order to let's say, make a presentation or make a plan in order to solve in order to solve problems or in order to improve strategies. Then the chairperson is a person that is in charge of the meeting. This person presides the meeting, so you have to be organized. He has to, or he or she has to be a timekeeper, and has to have tact. That is a very important word, because in this case we have the know-how. When talking about disagreements, we can deal it well, so we get to have a good reunion. So in this case, it's a skill in dealing with difficult or delicate situations, because sometimes many people don't agree, and we have to have tact in order to make this reunion nice. You should have tact with disagreements. This is very important for us as future managers in order to understand many people's thoughts. In this case, points of view, of course, managers should encourage the communication with their employees. For example, this process, they never ask him. That's why he's angry. Another important thing is the encouraging of communication and expressing their ideas. So sometimes employees have many to give, many to explain, many to, let's say, propose in the company. That's why many people encourage this in order to improve. We have, for example, another discussion. Discussion is an examination, an argument. In this case, we want to find solutions. So it's a very formal situation. Not exactly formal, it's more familiar, but it's a good way in order to find solutions for different situations. In a discussion, we can find many solutions, of course. That's why we discuss. When you express agreement, you think the same. As the other person that you're talking with, and when you express this agreement, we have to be careful, because we don't want to end like those ones. And the idea here is to have the rapport. We're going to find this. For example, when you disagree, the ideal situation is not to disagree directly. We have to use expression. For example, okay, I don't agree with you, but consider this, for example. So the idea is to hedge, because we seem more polite and we have the situation, the management of the situation. We have to hedge because it was an important business meeting. In business, it's very important, because if we disagree directly, maybe we can make a mistake, a big mistake. Yes, more in business meetings. All kinds of presentation at product launch. When a product is new, we have to make an event in order to present the new product to the society, to the customers, to our future clients. In a workshop, let's say in this picture, they have material. So in a workshop is a demonstration, and they apply the techniques and the knowledge they are acquiring in that workshop. Yes. Then we have the main part of a presentation. Of course, we have to be organized. We have to time a presentation. We cannot spend many time talking about a topic that doesn't or isn't important. The voice, we have to speak with a good voice. And rapport, the idea is to get along well with the audience, and we have to convey our ideas. And if they enjoy it, they are going to pay attention to you, and they're going to understand. Closing question, for example, the body language is very important in order to have a good speech, have a good audience, have a happy audience. That's the important thing. Visualize, for example, ideas, some other use charts, use statistics, use images in order to convey the idea of the presentation. And of course, we have the last part, key phrases in order to help people remember what you have explained. Protracted negotiations are when the negotiation takes more time than expected. Sometimes many business negotiations take more time than expected because they talk about different things and they get distracted. Sometimes a bargain is to negotiate the price. Sometimes many people, when they go shopping, they bargain the price because they think that a product is expensive, and if they bargain, they can reduce the cost a bit in order for them to spend less for what they think is the right way. And preparing, in this case, we have to imagine scenarios in which we can have success and in which others that we cannot have success. That's why For example, we have many situations we can say, oh, no, it's not possible, or yes, or maybe no, or maybe in this case they are negotiating, but they have a good result. For the negotiation, for example, the term here is win-win, or you win-win. Both negotiators end out ahead. They have utilities, they have the good parts for both, and not just one part. And trade-off, and that trade-off is let's say a deal in which both parts they gain commodities, they gain utilities. So it's better for both of them. On this part, under the rest, if we make a decision under the rest, we are forced. For example, in this picture, you see this picture. Well, it's not like that because we are not going to be pointed with a gun. But sometimes many people in business, they have to make decisions under duress because of the requirements of the clients, of the other parts of the company. And to bluff is to, let's say, display strength or confidence, but in the way, let's say, you want to make the other person feel less like you. That's why to bluff. For example, in this case, he's bluffing with his mind because he feels that he's the best. And that part is negotiation, reaching agreement. For example, a deadlock, a state in which progress is known, no progress. They set a point in which, okay, we're not going to continue, we're going to rest, we're going to say stop here, and we're going to think, and we're going to design new strategies in order to continue in the future. For example, before quarter close, there was a deadlock. They couldn't advance more, so that's why they broke. And in this case, cooling off period is a period in which we want to reduce tensions because sometimes negotiations cannot go further. And let's say in this case, we're going to take the resumption of tasks because sometimes we give tasks, but people or companies cannot reach them. So we make a resumption of tasks and maybe we can get better results. For example, the manager recommended a cooling off period. Well, thank you very much for your attention. It's been all of this, and I'm very thankful for you that you're seeing this video. Thank you.